What is up, you guys? Glitches here, coming at you with another Genshin Impact video. Today I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step guide on how to complete the Chi of Guyun Side-Mission, as well as some tips and tricks on how to make the final fight a little bit easier, which is probably the main thing that most people are having problems with. Ultimately, what we're trying to get is the Crouching Dragon Hidden Chi achievement. You'll receive this after completing the side mission, but like I said, there is a lot of steps and a few puzzles that you have to figure out before you can complete this. But this guide, I'm confident, will get you through every step of the way and teach you everything that you need to know. For starters, I wanted to apologize in advance. I didn't realize how cool this side mission was until I was about halfway through it, so I wasn't actually recording. So these initial clips that you're going to see is me going back to all the original locations after I had already activated them to show you the different puzzles. But I'll go in depth on each one, and you guys will be able to figure it out with the information I give you. But to start out, you're going to find the starter NPC that gives you this quest in the entrance of the ruins just south of Wu Wang Hill, right there where it's located on the map. And she looks like this. Her name is Yanner. You'll see the blue exclamation mark letting you know that she has the mission for you. You basically talk to her, go through a few dialogue options, and she tells you that she's trying to gather research on some lore behind Chi, and she believes that the corpse of the old god may still be in the ruins, but she hasn't had any success because there's a ruin guard, or a ruin hunter rather, guarding the ruins. So you go in there, you see the initial jade pillar, and right standing, hovering above this first jade light pillar, you'll see the ruin hunter. Now, a trick to beating these guys is if you have an elemental long-range archer type champion, one charge shot into the core glowing eye on the body of the ruin hunter will cause it to get disrupted, and it will fall to the ground, and you'll be able to do a ton of free damage on it, and it makes the fight against them very, very easy. But you kill the ruin hunter and you read the pillar, and it basically tells you to search the surrounding area for these different potential relics. The first one is right behind you up on this hill. You're going to be looking for these little dragon statues. So there's the first one, and you can tell by the bright orange glowing crystals as well. So the first one's right up on that hill. The second one is over here, up on this hill. On this hill, you might run into a few slimes. You can technically activate the pillar and then just run away, but you can also fight the slimes too. Of course, I ran out of stamina. Charge up. There we go. So yeah, you get to the top, kill the slimes if there is any, and there's the second statue that you have to activate. So there's 2 of 3, and then the third one is directly across on the opposite hill. So you just look for those orange glowing crystals again. Climb up this cliff. Hopefully I got enough stamina this time. And this one is usually guarded by a small pack of trolls. So kill the trolls, and then once they're cleared out, run up to the third and final statue here. Activate that. And then when you do that third one, right over here on this little platform, there's actually a Geoculus hovering in that circle too that you can snag while you're here. But right on this platform, a chest is going to spawn. And when you open that chest, it's going to give you a bunch of loot, but it's also going to give you the first piece of the Relic Fragment. And there's going to be 3 of them that you need to get before we can open up the final area of this mission. So you get that first Relic Fragment, and then Paimon will start talking to you, and she'll say that you should start talking to villagers in Kinche Village to get more information for the mission. Now, once you teleport to the village, you'll notice that there's a million different NPCs that you can potentially talk to. So to save you guys the hassle, just follow where my character is going. The very first NPC that'll kick this mission off is actually a little girl. Her name, ironically, is Little Liu. If you just head down these stairs, if you were heading towards like the rice fields, at the top of the steps, you'll see a house, and standing on the corner of the porch, there's a little girl. That's Little Liu. So again, I don't have the original dialogue footage, but if you talk to her for the first time during this mission, you'll see that yellow exclamation mark dialogue option that'll further progress the story of the side mission. And basically, once that gets updated, the next step that it tells you to do is to get in touch with Granny, because she will have more information potentially on the relic that you found. So what I do to save time is I just teleport back to the main waypoint, because Granny's house is right behind it. So you go in, you basically talk to Granny. Again, you'll get another quest dialogue option when it pops up. And she will basically give you the first clue to where she thinks the second relic might be. And she mentions something about it being high in the sky, which leads you to believe that it's the highest point in the village. So the gigantic mountain that's right behind her house. So as we leave here and I look up to the right, the peak that's right behind Granny's house, that's the top of the peak that we want to try and reach. So I'm going to save you the trouble of watching this climb. I'll speed things up and I will get back to you guys when we reach the summit. So now that we've pretty much reached the summit here, you'll notice that once we get to the top, there's a bunch more of those statues that we're going to have to activate, as well as another lit up jade pillar. Again, it's not lit up because I'm recording this after the fact, but when you read that pillar, it's going to give you a clue that basically says, "Here stands this statue to watch in each direction. The wind-swept ruin, the snow-capped peak, the Adepti's abode, and the city of Liu." So basically what that is interpreted into is each one of these statues is facing a different direction, and a select few of them are facing in the direct line of sight of those key locations. So if you hit them in the order, and the ones, actually I don't think the order matters, but if you activate the ones that are specifically facing those key locations, that's what's going to unlock the next chest. So starting from this big tree, directly right of the tree, you want to activate the first one, the second one, skip the next one, and activate the third one, or the fourth one for your third statue. Then you want to skip 2 and activate the last one for the fourth. So that is all of the 4 statues that are looking at the 4 key locations. When you turn those on, it will pop up the next chest right here on this little mound of grass. You open that up, and sure enough, the second relic piece will be inside of it. Now from here, you have 2 options. You can either teleport down, talk to Granny, and I believe she'll give you a new little clue as to where the next one is, or you can just use my guide, skip that step, and just glide all the way down to the next one. So the next one will be off in those ruins on that cliff peak ahead of us. So let's fly down there, and when we reach the bottom, I'll get back to you with the solution for the next puzzle. So once we start landing in here into the third relic location, you'll notice it's this little shrine, and there's 5 statues this time. Long story short, these 5 statues basically represent the different cardinal directions. So when you read that jade pillar, it's going to give you another clue similar to the one that we read on the top of the mountain, only the highlighted words that will be showing up this time around are different directions. So like north, south, east, west, yada, yada, yada. So here is a quick solution to the order that you need to hit the statues in. And this is basically assuming that when you're facing dead north on the map, that statue in front of you is the north statue. So align your compass layout as if that was the north one. So the first one you're going to hit is that north statue. The next one is the southeast statue. Then you want to hit the northwest statue, followed by the northeast statue, and then lastly the southwest statue. So once you activate that 5th statue, that's going to spawn the final chest that'll have the 3rd relic piece in it. Now, not only will that give you the third relic, but it's also going to update the side quest with the next step for the mission, which is basically to go back and talk to Granny to get more information about the 3 relics that you just collected. It's also the point where I have up-to-date recording footage, so let's switch over to that and continue on with the mission. So once you're back at Granny's house, you basically take the 3 relics that you found and go and talk to her, and as long as you have all 3, you're going to have a new dialogue, yellow dialogue option that you can select. And Granny will basically go into more depth about the lore of the Chi god and how he created the landscape, and his body is what nourished all the trees, his blood turned into the rivers and whatnot. It's a pretty cool little storyline about the Chi god. But they also go into the legend of how that when he was buried, that there was hidden treasure and whatnot that potentially could be hidden in a vault somewhere. And of course that gets you excited and you start questioning her a little bit more. And I don't think it really matters what dialogue option you choose. I just went with the funnier ones. And then she gives you a clue as to where she thinks she might know of a vault type location that has something to do with water. So I chose waterfall, and it could be pool or waterfall. The entrance is near both, actually. So you choose that, and basically the location you want to go to is going to be north of where the second waypoint is in the Kinche village. So let me teleport there really quick. And then once you spawn in, you're going to want to cross this bridge. And as long as you're following the navigation marks of the side mission itself, you're going to see that beam of light and pretty much know exactly where to go. Just jump over here onto this ledge. Drop down. There's the waterfall and the pool of water that Granny was talking about. You just drop down here, and then just to the right of the waterfall will be the entrance to the vault. So you come down this little tunnel here. Ruin guards just sitting there at the entrance. That's a fair warning. And then now that you have all 3 relics, you'll be able to interact with the gate. So here is where you're going to put the 3 relic stones that we've acquired from the 3 puzzles that we did. This is also where things can turn very badly if you don't have the right team comp. So here is my advice to make this next big fight super, super easy. Not necessarily easy, but much more easy than what it typically would be. First off, I 100% fully recommend that you take, like, guaranteed a long-range elemental archer type hero. So either like Amber or Fischl, because the key weak spot that will make your life so much easier on these ruin guards and the ruin hunters are the glowing cores on their body. If you can do a charged bow and arrow shot at any of those weak points, for the ruin hunter, I believe you only need 1 in the chest, and for the ruin golems, those walker ones, you need to hit them twice in the weak spots. But if you do that, it'll basically disrupt the golems, and they'll deactivate for an extended period of time, making them easy pickings for tons of free damage. The other thing I recommend is making sure that you have 1 electro and 1 pyro character in your party, because the overload elemental combination is super powerful against these golems, as you see here. I basically almost immediately, the first chance I get is aim for one of those weak spots, hit the weak spot twice to deactivate the golem. The golems have one on their back when they're doing their missile attack, and right in the middle of their face. Hit that weak spot twice, they deactivate, they drop down to the ground, they can't do anything. You quickly do your overload elemental damage and just burn them down super, super quick. And I've seen people that have done this mission at a lower world level where these golems were like level 18. So you can do this pretty much at any level, as long as you have at least 1 long-range archer that can do precision shots on those weak spots, and some type of powerful elemental synergy for your attacks to burn them down quicker. I actually made the mistake and got got my archer killed during this fight. But the other little tip that I don't know if you guys know about is mid-fight, usually you only have time to do it once. It's technically on a cooldown. You can actually switch to the character that is dead, and it will automatically bring up the revival items that you have cooked for food. And you can use it right then and there on a one-time use and bring your character back to life with like 1 health. But the other thing is you can actually pause the game basically and go into your inventory and just use normal food after that and polish off the health of your low health characters and get them back to full once you revive the one that got down. So you'll see that here in a second. My official dies here because I got wombo comboed by some Ruin Hunter missiles, and then 2 boulders from the ceiling fell on my head at like the same time. And so official ended up dying, but I revived her up, and basically it only took I think 2, maybe 3 tops phases of hitting the Ruin Hunter's weak spot. And you'll see here in a second that you hit that weak spot 1 time on the Ruin Hunters. That's all it takes, and they'll drop out of the sky, and you can hit them hard with your heavy hitting close range melee units. So finish those off, and once the fight's done, then you can get your juicy rewards.
Insubordination! My royal... Sacred name, fortune preserver. By royal decree.
So now that you've killed off all the enemies, you talk to Paimon, and she's like, where the hell's all of our loot? She's like, we came all this way, put in all this effort, and we have nothing to show for it. She recommends that we give this vault a one more look over, which, trust me, I looked this thing over from top to bottom for like 20 minutes just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. And the only extra chest besides the main treasure vault that I could find was a common chest, which you'll see right here at the base of this tree. You just go over there, open that up real quick, and then you can head over to the main loot room, and it is fantastic. So the first thing you're going to notice right off the bat as you go in is you got probably one of the most annoying and most difficult Geoculuses and Sealies that you will need to find to complete your collection in this loot cave as well. And I'll show you how to grab those too when we go in here. But also as you go in, not only front and center is there a nice luxurious chest, but on this right island you got 3 other random chests. Tons of loot in there. So let's snag that all up real quick. And then you jump over to the other side and you got 2 more chests that you can open. An exquisite chest and a precious chest, I believe. Yep. So you grab all that loot, and then before you head back, just jump onto these logs. I mess up. But just climb back up, get to the top of the branch, and activate that Sealy Ghost. And as that flies away, before you follow it, what I did was, to get the Geoculus, is I just climbed this wall real quick. Got about halfway up or so. Just did a 180 turn, jumped off, and glided over, and you can get it real easily. But before you head to the Sealy, make sure you pick up that luxurious chest. Get some really good items out of that. And then finally, head to the entrance to finish off the Sealy Ghost. And I believe that spawns right outside the entrance to where the vault was. So you just come right outside the door, and the Sealy altar is right to the left. And that's pretty much the final chest. That is all the loot in the loot cave, but you're not done. So once you finish that, the last step of the quest is to go and talk to Granny again. You basically tell her whatever you want. I said, I kind of lied. I said we found a bunch of treasure hoarders outside, which actually technically there were. There were some bandits in there that you fought, and real easy ones right when you first got in there. But then I said, no, we didn't really find anything. But she didn't question it. And once you're done going through all these quick dialogue options with Granny, that is what unlocks the achievement. So that's another 5 Primogems that you can get from the achievement as well. So let's go through these dialogue options real quick. Boom, and there it is. Crouching Dragon Hidden Chi. And you get 60 Primogems just from the quest completion as well. So you get 60 from the quest, 10 plus if you're not on the soft cap for the luxurious chest, plus more for the smaller ones, and 5 for getting the achievement. So you're looking at 70 plus Primogems, 75 plus Primogems, plus a ton of items, and probably one of the coolest locations in the game, in my opinion. So that is pretty much the quest. If you guys enjoyed this guide and are interested in seeing more, be sure to hit that like button, share it with your friends. It's greatly appreciated. We also just hit, I said we were going to hit it, we finally did the 100 subscriber mark milestone on the channel. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching. But with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you later. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Also, if you're looking to join a killer community of like-minded gamers, then be sure to click the link in the description and join the Glitch Gang Discord server. We continue to grow every day, and it's filled with all your favorite game discussion channels, as well as several LFG channels to help you find that perfect group for your next hunt or raid. Lastly, if you're new to the channel and want to keep up to date with all my future content, then consider hitting that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Hope you all had a great day, and I will catch you on the next one.